Approachable. This is when the students that the coach is teaching are able to feel comfortable enough to go over to them and talk to them if they're worried about something, or even if they're struggling to do a specific skill. The key thing someone needs to be approachable is presentable, knowledgeable, and enthusiastic. This is so that all participants are able to feel comfortable enough to around the coach, so that they feel that the coach can help them in any way they need to be helped. An example of this is when a football student is struggling with passing the ball with the outside of his boot accurately enough to go to the player in gameplay. Then he would be able to approach the coach, and then they would be able to work on it and try to improve the student. It is important so that the coaches are able to improve the people they are coaching. Committed. This is when the coaches at every session on time and they show enthusiasm. They go above and beyond their expectations so that they are able to improve the people they are coaching. All of these aspects of being committed will eventually improve the performance of the people they are coaching. If they stay behind to work on a skill with someone that the person's struggling with, then the person that's struggling with the skill is provided with more practice with a professional coach, so they know so they can identify what they're doing wrong, so they can improve their technique. An example of this is if a player is at football training and wants to work on their free kicks, and ask the coach if they wouldn't mind staying behind with them to practice free kicks, so that they can improve on their next performance in like a game situation. Non-elite coaches will have an hour a week with a team, and that'll be it. Whereas elite athletes will have hours on a daily basis to improve each player and make sure that they haven't got any worries or anything like that. But elite athletes would know the specific techniques for each individual skill set, like passing, shooting, free kicks. But they would probably are more likely to stay behind by themselves and practice by themselves because they know the right technique. A variety of sports would be where tennis players have like one trainer, so they are going to be very committed to that tennis player, so that they would stay behind an extra hour to practice on what they want, what the performer wants to practice, like the serve, or they're struggling with their backhand, or anything like that. Whereas in a football team or an American football team, there are a lot of players, like a huge squads they've got, like 50 players. Um, So that would be very time consuming to stay behind with every player to practice what every player wants to do. So it's less likely that the coach is going to be able to do this. A demonstration is showing a group or an individual how to do something. It is used by the person in charge, a coach or a leader, by standing up in front of a group or an individual and performing a certain skill, going through specific able to see how the skill or the drill or whatever they're wishing to demonstrate is done properly. A sports example of this is a football coach going through a drill and showing them how it should be done. This would be most effective with younger children because they need to have their attention focused on a specific thing, taking the knowledge, so that they are able to perform it themselves. It's good because it focuses the whole group onto the person, because they're using visual aids and because they're talking as well. So if it, demonstrations are more effective than just talking at a group, because people get bored, people lose interest, people turn around, start talking to their friends. Whereas if someone's demonstrating, they've got something to look at, they're listening to something, so there's less chance of the group losing interest and doing other things. Why use a demo? Demos are very good because, like I said before, they utilise several sensors. Students can see the coach or leader. They can hear him and hear how he does the coaching points. They can see how he does the coaching points, more specifically, and they can experience the whole drill or skill totally all the way through, and how it's done, how it should be done, how it should be done properly. It stimulates the group so that they're actually taking in the information that the coach is providing. They should be using this because it's a handy tool for a coach, and it gets everyone interested. But yeah, demonstrations are effective in every sport really, as long as the person that is delivering the demonstrations knows exactly how the technique should be done and where it should be used and how it should be used, just a high knowledge of the skill. But obviously not everyone knows everything about every sport, so it should, if a coach is specialised in football, then they should stick to giving demonstrations in football. But if they help out at a local trampolining club, then they shouldn't give demonstrations because they don't actually know what the skill should look like or should be done. But yeah, because if they don't know how it should be performed or what it should look like, then how are they going to teach other people how it should be done and how they should be doing it? Not only does this not help the people that are being coached, the students, how the students should be. This won't help the performer or student improve, but it is also a health and safety issue as well. If they don't know how the skill should be performed, then they may be providing the wrong technique, which could injure the player and put them out for a while through injury. Demonstrations are much more important with non-elite athletes. This is due to the fact that they don't have a certain skill set and they're learning the sport rather than actually being professionals in that in that area. But elite athletes probably wouldn't have. They may have one or two demonstrations in their training session, but just so they know if there's a different drill, but they know how to perform a certain skill. So the manager or coach may go through what drill they want them to do, but they'll know how to actually do it. Like the skills that are needed to do that drill. Like say if it was a passing drill, then they know the right techniques to perform different passes like lofted, long, so on and so forth. But they would know how to perform them. They would just need a demonstration for the coach to show them what he wants them to be doing. I would say it doesn't really necessarily matter whether it was for a demonstration for an individual or a team, because a demonstration can be used for both and is effective for both. It's probably slightly more important for a team because it engages everyone. It stimulates the group's interest, so they keep their eyes focused on you, they keep their ears focused on you, so they're picking up the necessary information rather than someone just telling them to get on with it or saying, talking at them rather than showing them how it should be done. individual, it's not necessary because you're one to one. They'll be listening to you and they won't have any other distractions anyway. So yeah, it wouldn't be as necessary, but they probably still would use it to show them the correct coaching points and showing them how it should be done.